There's something strange that happens in the first 3 seconds after you walk into a room. You think no one's watching you yet, but their brains already have. And before you even say a word, they've decided whether you're attractive, forgettable, or someone they can't stop staring at. Not because of your looks, not because of what you say, but because of what happens in that quiet moment. The one you don't even realize you're creating. Most people ruin that moment without knowing it. Psychologists call it thin slicing, the brain's ability to judge who you are in milliseconds. It's the same mechanism that decides who feels safe, powerful, or desirable, all before logic even kicks in. You might think people are paying attention to your outfit or your smile, but really, they're scanning for something deeper. And that's why this 3-second trick is so powerful, because it plays with that emotional radar directly. Let me tell you what it actually is. When most people walk into a room, they move fast, talking, laughing, checking their phone, adjusting their hair, anything to hide the discomfort. But every time you rush, you're basically saying, I don't belong here. Please approve of me. The ones who draw attention without saying a word do something completely different. They walk in and they wait. They let the silence breathe. They don't react to the noise, the glances, or even the awkwardness. They hold their emotional ground for 3 seconds, calm, unshaken, observant. That's what I call the 3-second hold. And that's where all your power lies. I learned this the hard way. A few years ago, I was that guy who thought attraction came from doing more, talk louder, smile more, compliment faster. It worked, sometimes, but I always felt like I was chasing something. Then one day, I was out at a cafe, waiting for my order. A girl walked in, confident, radiant. I looked up, smiled instinctively, ready to say something, but she didn't even glance my way. Instead, she stood still, calm, composed, didn't touch her phone, didn't look around nervously, just waited. But the crazy part, every guy in that cafe noticed her, not because she tried, but because she didn't try. That moment hit me. I realized attraction isn't created by effort, it's created by presence. So I tried something. The next day, I met someone new, same cafe. But this time, when I walked in, I didn't rush. No quick glances, no immediate smile. I just stood still for 3 seconds, took in, the room breathed, and suddenly, people looked at me differently. I didn't even do anything, yet I felt like I had control over the whole room. That's the 3-second hold in action. Here's why it works. Your nervous system communicates more than your mouth ever could. When you pause before reacting, you're telling the world, I'm not desperate for approval. I decide what deserves my attention. That's emotional control. And it's the single most attractive quality you can project. In psychology, it's called dominance latency, the delay before you respond that signals leadership and self-possession. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. When you can hold still while others rush, you trigger something primal in their brain. The same instinct that makes people gravitate toward calm leaders in chaos. Think of movie characters like Thomas Shelby, James Bond, or even Ryan Gosling in Drive. They all have one thing in common. They move slower than the world around them. They let silence work for them. That's what the 3-second hold teaches you. Try this next time you're on a date. Instead of rushing to fill every silence with words, just pause. She'll ask you something. Instead of answering immediately, smile slightly, wait 2 or 3 seconds, then reply. Watch her reaction. Her brain will start spinning. Why isn't he rushing? Is he confident? Is he thinking about me? That's curiosity. And curiosity is the foundation of attraction. You're not just talking anymore. You're playing with tension. That tension, that calm slowness tells her that your world doesn't revolve around her validation. And ironically, that's exactly what makes her want your attention even more. Because here's the truth. People don't fall for those who talk the most. They fall for those who make them feel the most. And emotional tension, when done right, is the most intoxicating feeling there is. When you start using the 3-second hold in your everyday life, not just with women, but with everyone, you start to notice something shift. People listen more carefully when you speak. Friends stop interrupting you mid-sentence. Even in business meetings, your words carry more weight. Why? Because silence adds gravity. The world is full of noise. So when someone doesn't rush to fill the silence, that silence becomes magnetic. You'll feel it too. That quiet confidence settling in your chest. The calm sense that you don't have to chase anything. And once you feel that, everything about you changes. Your walk slows down. Your tone deepens. Your presence expands. You stop being another guy in the room. You become the room. Here's the funny thing. You don't need to be perfect, good-looking, or loud. You just need to stop leaking your energy every time you seek attention. Because the moment you can hold yourself still, while everyone else scrambles for validation, you create a gravitational pull. You stop chasing, and the world starts noticing. That's a 3-second trick, not a magic line, not a manipulation tactic. It's control over yourself, your emotions, and the energy you bring into a room. So the next time you walk into a room, don't speak first, don't rush, don't overthink, just hold 3 seconds, breathe, because in that pause, you're not just being seen, you're being felt. And once people can feel you, you'll never have to chase their attention again.